Welcome back, everyone,
Happy New
to
Year.
the ARKAST, and Happy New Year as well.
Yeah. Or 5.
My number 5 is Caught Stealing. Watched this recently, actually, with my dad. Just enjoyable movie, you know?
We love Austin Butler.
Yeah, it's like the first time I've seen him in like a leading role. I saw him like as a weird freak in Dune.
So good as a weird freaking dude.
But and like I'm never gonna watch the Elvis movie. But
so good.
No way.
The best music biopic. Maybe not above Love and Mercy. Up there.
But yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
And it's got some classic Darren Aronofsky themes like addiction and like I don't know. It's very odd. Like it. Did you see it?
Did I not tell this story on the pod? That's where I saw the ghost.
Ghost?
I was.
Oh, so you've seen it?
I saw it in theaters. No, I had to leave 30 minutes in because a ghost. There was a ghost in the theater. There was the Phantom of the AMC.
Yeah, because
Didn't I tell the story in the pod? Leaving down below.
Yeah, I think you did. You did. I
Yeah.
believe so. But no, it was. I mean, yeah, it kind of loses momentum by the end, but just enjoyable. It's like just like I don't know. This has some weird stuff in it where it goes like from really silly to really dark.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all right, but just like an easy watch, you know?
Yeah. No, it seemed like a lot of fun. No, I wish I could have stayed.
Yeah.
That was
I think it's like one of those like you could take it or leave it. Like you don't need to see it, but like if you watch it, you're not going to be like upset.
Yeah, it seems like a fun romp.
It was like very dark, very violent. Like, but like some of the violence is so silly. Like there's a guy who just like violently headbutts people.
That's awesome.
But it's like brutal, but like silly at the same time. It's like what the fuck is this? This is just some weird stuff in it. But
yeah.
I don't know. I would give it like a soft recommend. I think like people who like don't like really violent movies would not like it, but like people who like Quentin Tarantino type movies would definitely like it.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, should we move on to my 4?
Yeah.
My 4 is Marty Supreme. Which we can talk about more
That low?
bits. That low? Or you mean that high?
That high? That low?
It's my number 4.
Okay.
I think it's it might be the highest of my 8s or the lowest of my 9s for this year. I really, really enjoyed the experience in the theater. It was raucous. And then after I watched it, especially with the ending, which we can get in later, there were a lot more lingering thoughts. And I'm not sure how to compare it to Uncut Gems and Good Times, 2 movies which I really love. We can get more into it in the discussion.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like such a great theater experience. We were up close. Table tennis, I felt like I was there. I was really in there. I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Good
not
movie.
perfect. Not perfect.
Good movie. My number 4 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Really? You told me you hated this movie. This isn't even in my top 10. Are you kidding me?
It just has a lot of heart.
It does. I totally agree.
It has a lot of heart, and like there's a lot of diplomacy scenes which are really good and like paced perfectly.
You're crazy. When I told this man I loved this movie a few months ago, he was like, "What are you talking about? That was crazy." You're nuts.
Yeah, it's just like if you like Tom Cruise doing crazy stuff.
I do.
There you go. There you go, baby.
You're nuts.
There you go.
It's my 13.
Oh wow, it's unlucky number 13.
I know, but I mean, what's the thing? It's like, you know, I think the plane sequence is one of the most electrifying things I've ever seen in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the rest of it's a total mess, but I really love the idea of making a movie about how Tom Cruise is Jesus, movie Jesus, basically.
It's a mess because the whole world is a mess.
I guess. I mean, it doesn't mean you had to include a million fucking flashbacks to the last movie and MI1.
There's a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah. No, yeah, I saw someone tweet earlier that the first act of Mission Impossible is the worst movie of the year. My immediate thought was, and yet the third act is like the best movie of the year. So how do you square those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. I am so surprised.
Well,
I'm glad.
Just like I'm putting the enjoyable ones.
Yeah.
It's the enjoyable ones. Those are what I'm putting.
Yeah. Okay. My number 3. This is another one where I'm like kind of unsure, but also very sure about it. Ari Aster's Eddington.
Have not seen.
Yeah, we talked about it a little on the pod. It's like maybe not as like electrifying, obviously, as something like Marty Supreme or even something like Weapons, but just like it's the type of movie. The more I think on it, the more I think it's a very clever, very prescient movie about our modern times, and it uses our modern situations both for just like great drama and just as a great. And this is like kind of the same thing as a drama, but just like as a sort of updated modern version of the Western. It's very interesting. It takes all these kind of modern archetypes, and like a lot of people would argue he's kind of like mean or too generous to any of them, but I think he treats them all just as characters. He uses them as interesting characters in an interesting story that's consistently funny and weird and sad, very, very sad.
I just read an interview where he's like, I make movies to like process my trauma in a way that makes sense or something like that. It's like, okay, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like, yeah, you can tell this is, and it's like certainly less of that than like Beau's Afraid, a movie I love, but is very opaque. And this, yeah, Eddington.
Almost watched that one, but Matt Johnson, a director I really like a lot, said that it was a stain on his career. So I was like,
He hates every movie. Matt Johnson is a certified hater.
He's more of a harsh critic than me.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
which is fair because he's a brilliant guy. So it makes sense he'd have an absurdly high standard.
Beau's Afraid, you have to want something that's very trippy and very metaphorical. But Eddington is just like, it's a very human drama. And it's like, I think people take a lot of issue from like maybe humanizing some people too much.
I heard it was long.
It is long, but that ending. Oh my God. Because the thing is, like, I thought there were some stretches that like dragged a little, but it was always worth it. Especially the ending really, what an ending. I mean, it really ties it all together into something that's like really like funny and interesting for the narrative, while also feeling like, yeah, this is where we are in the world and in America.
Interesting.
Great film. What's your number 3?
I've seen clips. Saw the bathtub clip. That one freaked me out. That one really freaked me out.
Yeah, I love freaky stuff. I love Ari Aster.
My number 3, right?
3, yeah.
Minecraft movie. Just like you go to the theater, you want to have a good time. I had a great time. I had such a good time. It was just like fun. It was just like fun, and it wasn't what I was expecting. And it's like, what more could you ask for in a movie? Like fun and not what you were expecting. And that it was fun. Like the whole time, it was like like the whole time it was there wasn't any boring part. There was no boring parts of it. There was like all of it was just like quick, go to the next thing, just like gag out. Not every gag is funny, but like it was just like doing silly stuff, even if it was like really stupid.
Yeah,
it was just like, you know what? I think it's just because I had a great time.
Yeah. See, I guess
if I watched it again, it would probably be like way lower.
I suppose I would not say there was any. I think it'd be a little going a little far. There's no boring stretches, especially when they have like the stupid kid stuff, like the subplots between like the brother and sister or whatever.
I felt like those were only like 5 minutes long though. Like
that's 5 minutes of your life that you spent watching the Minecraft movie. I was gonna say my bigger thing, as someone who saw the movie with you and also certainly had fun at times, there are just parts where I felt like kind of embarrassed to be in the theater. You know,
which parts? Like the action scenes?
Yes, remember the part where they're like flying and like it's like we have to go like ass to ass or whatever. It's
that was funny.
Oh my god,
that was like a humiliation ritual.
That's you kept bringing up that. How can you say a humiliation ritual is the second best movie of the year?
They make Jack Black and Jason Momoa 69.
Yes, where is that on my list? It's surprisingly high. It's only 30 out of 34. I think it's a better movie.
Wow,
than
that low?
I mean, that low. I mean, it's the Minecraft movie. I certainly think it's better than like Fantastic Four and Captain America and FNAF 2. But the thing is, like, I do think it has vision. The first 30 minutes are kind of like good. And it got me to watch Jared Hess, the director's movies, and Napoleon Dynamite. That is a great movie.
I saw 3/4 of Napoleon Dynamite without the sound on a bus.
That's
so I don't know if I really watched.
I mean, still though, it's a beautiful movie. You saw some good images.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's just like I certainly thought there was fun to be had in the Minecraft movie, but also, you know, I would have done some things differently as a big Minecraft fan as a kid, and you know.
I think it was pretty much close to it, as close to greatness as you could get
with a Minecraft movie.
That type of thing.
I don't know. It's like I think the first 30 minutes shows this potential that second and thirds kind of, you know, devolve into just CGI gobbledygook and just like kind of generic happenings. But you know,
it's true.
You know,
I can't argue with that.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised. All right, should I do my number 2?
Yeah.
Now we get into, this is the part of my list where it's just classic film bro territory. Number 2 is Sinners, a movie I got to late.
Violent sexual film.
Very let's get some fucking sex at the movies for once. We don't see a lot of like real, actual sex. And this is a movie that's got real actual sexual stuff. But I did have some issues with it. I would have given it the full 5 out of 5, but I thought the IMAX
that good?
framing, it's that good. Dude.
Noah was telling me he didn't like it. He thought it was too over the top.
I love over the top. I mean, you're talking to a guy who had Naked Gun in his top 10 of the year.
That is surprising having a Naked Gun in there.
But
maybe it's good.
Funny.
It could be good. You know?
Yes. But point being that it's like, I guess it's over the top, but over the top in all the right ways. Every time it's over the top in ways that contributes to both the fun and the overall theme. It's so tight. I mean, what a tight script. It's one of those like takes place in one night movies, and yet it establishes so many characters and such a expansive world so fast. I mean, oh my God, the first 40 minutes, they just set up this world that you're like, I don't even care if vampires show up. I love these characters. I want to see them.
Are they like Irish vampires or something?
Yes. Well, the main vampire is Irish. I wouldn't call it political as much as like historical. And oh my God, Michael B. Jordan playing 2 parts, and you can always tell the difference between the vibe of both parts. He's playing off himself.
It's like Tilda Swinton in Suspiria remake.
I haven't seen the Suspiria remake.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, hey, I'll check it out. Yeah.
Luca.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Surprising.
Totally.
Surprising movie for not anything like...
I also heard it's like the best Dakota Johnson performance of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Madame
Web.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit better in the
Oh, yeah. Materialist did not make my top 10. Spoiler alert. But yeah, no, so it's just such this tight script that brings the horror, it brings the action, it brings the fun, while also bringing like some unexpectedly really trippy sequences, and it's like unexpectedly really sexy. It's everything. It's like the kind of movie that literally has every single thing you could want from a movie. I really wish I saw it in IMAX, because my biggest complaint is that I think the IMAX framing of it all looked way worse on a TV than it was supposed to. But everything else about it is essentially a perfect movie.
Really?
Yeah. It's Sinners. It's the movie everyone's been raving about.
This is the guy that directed
Black Panther. Yeah, he was in the slot machine. You know, they all take their turns in the slot machine.
I guess that's not a fair way to judge a director.
There's only one director who made a genuinely good movie in that slot machine.
What thought you were going to say the Russo.
His name is James Gunn.
James.
The Russos made some fine movies.
You mean
I still have Infinity
Joss
War.
Whedon?
No, I hate the first Avengers.
I love the first Avengers.
Yeah, we've had this debate. I do not like the first Avengers.
That's the one Marvel movie I'll go to bat for.
Great. They're on that ship the whole time.
It's better than Iron Man 1, that's for sure.
I have no strong feelings for the first phase of the MCU. At least with the second and third phase, they realized that they were a stupid TV show.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, we don't have to dwell on it. What was your number 2? Or was it
my number 2? Yeah.
Was it the Minecraft? No, it was number 3.
Yeah, you were on your number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Oh! He's rage baiting me, folks. This isn't even a real list. Made me drop my empty beer. This isn't even a real list. He's rage baiting me, folks.
No, I thought
it was more fun at FNAF 2 than Minecraft movie?
Yeah, it was just nonstop.
What do you mean it was? This is crazy to me. FNAF 2 is so far from nonstop. There's so many scenes where Josh Hutcherson just like
it was just from start to finish, like everything that you would want to happen. Some of it happens.
If you said that about the Minecraft movie, I'd understand that more. FNAF 2.
I mean,
they can't even show the kill shot.
You see little out of focus chunks of a little boy.
Oh yeah. You see like some like entrails fall from like the ceiling at one point.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, the one thing I'll give props to is like that's creative. That is creative work. I just
do not believe you. You had more positive things to say about the Minecraft movie after we saw it than you did about FNAF 2. Go listen to our last pod.
It was just like a tight.
It's not tight. It's so not tight.
Just a tight
This is crazy.
It was trying things that were different.
No, it wasn't.
It was not by the books. It was in a lot of ways it was probably the greatest animatronics movie we've ever seen.
It's not even as good as FNAF 1.
I haven't even seen FNAF 1, so I don't know.
God.
But
I think at this point your number one's going to be like Bluey the movie or something. Did that come out this year?
I don't know.
Zootopia 2?
But
understandable.
But yeah, that's my number 2. Thought it was pretty good.
I'm in complete disbelief. Let's just get to Kelso's number 1 because we're all curious and we all know what my number 1 is. One battle after another. Movie of the year. We had a whole pod about it. We had a whole debate about it. Just completely blew me out of the water when I first saw it. And every time I saw it after, I found more things to love. It's an exciting thrill ride. It's a very interesting script. Let's just not even now. I just have to know what your number 1 is. Who even cares what I think about one battle after another? What's your number 1?
My number 1 is We Live in Time with Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh.
Did that even come out this year?
Yeah, it came out like the very start.
It did?
I think so. I don't remember.
I swear to God that came out last year.
I don't know.
Also, since when are you an Andrew Florence fan?
They just had great chemistry, and like there was a lot of points in the movie where like they're fighting. And it's like dramatic and then they eventually like they make up and then they're like, very romantic and they like she wants to she has like cancer And she's a really good person because instead of spending time with her family while she's like on her deathbed, basically like almost about to die, she's like, I've always wanted to become a professional chef. So you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. And so she just like misses all these like family things with her family. And she's like, I need to do this. I need to become a chef. And do the great.
Do you like this movie? It sounds like you're making fun of it.
And then she does the competition and like, I don't know, remember if she won or not. Probably not, maybe she did, but yeah, she gives birth in like a gas station, and that was pretty funny.
I'm flabbergasted. I am just continually flabbergasted.
So that's that's my.
I don't even know what to say. I never saw it. I'm sure it's fine. I love Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, I don't even think it came out this year. He's left me speechless.
I'll be honest. I need to come clean about a couple things, guys. I need to come clean about a couple things.
You never saw it. We live it.
I did see it, unfortunately, but it came out. It came out in 2024. I had to think of something for my number one because I realized I've only seen 9 movies this year.
Oh, so your number one is FNAF 2.
And I did my list in reverse order. That's I put Mario Supreme at number 10 and I put FNAF 2 at number 1.
So you're just trying to gaslight our audience.
I feel like I did a good job convincing.
Why would they not believe you? This is your podcast.
It was something that I thought was amusing in my head.
No, it's quite amusing. I really believed you the entire time.
Just trying to justify FNAF.
Well, I guess that I'm glad that One Battle is higher.
Yeah, I guess that's like number 3.
Beautiful. We love to hear it.
Yeah. Mario Supreme, though?
Great movie.
So good.
So
good. All right, so I guess that was our top 10. Our top 10 faves.
Yes.
You guys got some good recommendations. You know which movies you need to go see from my list.
Oh, yeah. What movies to avoid from my list. Yeah, we also wanted to do a little deep dive into Marty Supreme because I guess now we've learned it's your movie of the year. Yeah. It's my number 4
Marty
of the year. It's a movie, I quite enjoyed. Quite electric.
Pretty electric, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Since you had some notes, like, what we could start with that.
Well, So first of all, I wanted to say, full spoilers if you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil.
Yeah, because if you haven't seen it, go watch it right now. It's a really great movie. Go see it while it's still in theaters. And the reason I want to give a full spoiler is because I do think a good place to start is the ending, which I think really informs my general thoughts on the movie. Because, I rewatched Good Time and Uncut Gems before I watched it. 2 movies I absolutely love. And something I love about them is how they're just like always on, just nonstop. And I think Marty Supreme really captured that. I really loved just like how constantly moving forward it was and how you're really invested in his very self-centered goal. But it's like you want him to go win that table tennis competition. And so then in the end, as we know, he sees the birth of his child and he breaks out
misses
into
the
tears.
birth.
Well, misses the birth, but he
sees the child.
Sees his child and immediately starts crying, and it's immediately apparent that he no longer needs to have this intense battle to be the best tennis player in the world, because now he's going to be a family man and raise his son.
Yeah.
And so I thought this was interesting compared to Uncut Gems and Good Time.
A lot more optimistic.
What? Yes, that's the exact word I was going to use. Because yes, it's a very, optimistic in the sense that the message is that having a child will change your life and like is kind of way more important than these kind of more self-centered quests for greatness. I also thought that the ending compared to especially something like Uncut Gems, which just ends with bang, it's less of a climax and more of a unwinding, I would say. Because there's a lot of characters and a lot of threads that are kind of still in the air, but you understand with the ending that none of that really matters anymore. None of like his quest really matters because now it's all about his kid. It's all about raising the family.
What threads were still in the air?
Well, I mean, first of all, is he not still kind of being looked for by the police for all the various things he did, for when he jumped out the window running from his uncle? And
I'm assuming in the 1950s, like they'll just like they're gonna probably just like let a case go after a certain.
Oh
bit.
yeah, because I should emphasize that I'm not saying this in the sense that it's like a plot hole or they needed to wrap it up. I'm more saying it in the sense that I fell in love with a lot of these threads, especially with a lot of these side characters.
This is good.
Oh, you like it? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving.
I usually
on.
don't like weird like sweet beers, but like they did a good job.
That's another sample from a different company. So clearly Berkshire is the one we got to give a shout out to.
Oh yeah, Berkshire.
Oh yeah, Berkshire.
Berkshire.
Yeah. But so not saying in the sense that it's like a plot hole or anything. More saying that's like you fall in love with these characters, like Tyler the Creator's character, his I hate that I don't know his name. His like big fat friend, and you sort of immediately realize at the end of the movie, like, oh, that's not happening. And another angle is, of course, that it's like, and tell me if you agree with this. It's like, despite how much I know this is obviously thematically not the point, despite the fact he could not go to the championship, I really wanted him to go to the championship. I wanted to see him do more table tennis. I wanted to see him get his face on the Wheaties box. I genuinely thought coming into this movie, he would get his face on a Wheaties box in this movie. And so that kind of goes to my thought that this movie kind of both utilizes the sports movie, like a lot of sports movies tropes to keep things interesting. I think this is the most accessible general audience Safdie movie of, if you want to call it the trilogy, not counting Smashing Machine with Uncut Gems and Good Times. But it also kind of subverts it in the sense that you want to see him have that big final showdown. You want to see him go to the championship, but ultimately that doesn't matter. The whole movie's about how he's continually humiliated himself and fucked other people over in his quest for greatness. And none of that was good. None of that was worth it. What's important is having a family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is the most accessible one. But I don't know. I think it's more accessible in some regards and less accessible in others. I think Adam Sandler is immediately more of like a maybe not. Maybe he's not more.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. I think Timmy's.
I think with Adam Sandler though, it's like a lot more immediately apparent what the vibe is going to be because he has like his thing that he does versus Timothée Chalamet is a little bit more range. Mm-hmm. And so it's like you're kind of not really knowing what to expect. And I found myself continually surprised by like all the stuff that happens in this film. Like I didn't really have any expectations going in because I don't think I even saw the trailer, which is good, which is the ideal way to go to see it. So every little thing that happened, like it goes in so many different directions. There's like classic Safdie Brothers movie. There's like 8 different like subplots happening concurrently. But I just thought like every little way that it went was like just like interesting and cool.
No, I totally agree. Because, yeah, what I would say comparing, like, Timmy to Adam Sandler, and I don't even think Robert Pattinson belongs in this conversation because in Good Time, it's so apparent he's a piece of shit from the start that it doesn't even, like, clock.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of people, especially people our age, but not just necessarily people our age, who see the movie and are so just, like, turned off by Timmy and just, like, don't even care.
Yeah, I know some people that really hate Timothy. But
No, not even saying hating Timmy. I'm saying hating the character.
Right.
Yeah, and like just like feeling it's like hard to root for, and they don't have any like place to like grasp. And then you could like, there's a lot of people who feel similarly about Uncut Gems. I think in Uncut Gems, it's so clear that Adam Sandler is like this like piece of shit comic character, Versus like Timmy, he's charismatic, he's young, he's handsome, and he has this goal that's a little less shitty, just to be a, tennis table pro. So when he does really shitty stuff, it's like, it kind of gives you the ick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess the things like that, like that stuff was not something that like surprised or shocked me in the slightest. The fact that as soon as he starts acting like a bad person, I'm like, this is just what I would expect. And also the kind of like subverting expectations of like the final climax of the movie being like just like a random table tennis match done for like an
exhibition.
Yeah, like an exhibition rather than like the actual championship. Like I thought that made perfect sense for for the movies that they make, for the movies that the Josh Safdie has done, and like it just made sense to me. And I totally get that's I saw with some people who were also like, oh, I wish I went to the tournament, but I was like it was like it just, as soon as everything unfolded in that way, I was like, yeah, this makes sense to me immediately. Like I understand like that why and he went this direction.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's how I viewed all those different things.
No, I totally agree with you. Because to clarify, I certainly knew what I was getting into, and I was glad to see him be such a piece of shit. But I do also think that's like, I do. And also looking back, I definitely see the place where that ending like fits thematically with him at the exhibition match. And that's also kind of a little bit a sports movie trope, having like the big like actual meaningful match not be the big like actual finale, but I guess it just more comes from a place, and it's like, this isn't really a fair complaint, but working from a place that's just like, I just wanted more, and I just felt like kind of like, I guess, a tad blue-balled that like there wasn't that much more table tennis. Like it's kind of surprising that Timothy spent 7 years learning to play table tennis, and there wasn't even that much table tennis in the movie. I guess it's more towards the start.
I think it's just, wasn't it just because it like took forever to just like schedule him or something? Like I thought that was why it took so long.
No, he signed on to this like a while ago. Yeah,
he signed on to it, but like then like COVID happened, and and then like they just like were trying to schedule it because he was doing like a million other movies at that point.
That's the thing. It's like, he was like on the set of Dune, like both playing guitar as Bob Dylan and fucking playing table tennis. I think it's really awesome. And I could go on and on about how great of a movie star I think Timmy is. I guess the overall point that I'm getting at is that when you think about something like him at the end finally getting the win against Endo, then him immediately going and like discovering that his true fate in life is to like raise a family. It's like, sure, it's like, it's good. I'm happy for Marty that he like realized he could finally do it before he was done with it. But also like then like, and like I said, I totally enjoyed the movie, and I totally enjoyed it just as this series of like vignettes in his life. But ultimately then him winning the match doesn't really matter, because he could have won or lost, and ultimately he would have realized the same fate when he looked his son in the eyes and realized that's his fate. Because if you were to argue that like if he hadn't completed that he wouldn't have wanted to raise his family, then the ending becomes, I guess, a little shallow, because he had to sort of complete his own journey before he could move on to having a family.
I think it was like more of like he's like proving himself to himself. So like I thought it was great just the way like when he wins and he's like on the verge of tears,
falls on the ground.
Yeah. But it's to me it was just like it was a nice triumphant moment for like just narratively for this character to like to have. I think I like the way that it unfolds, where it's just like he has like in past like surpassing all of these horrible failures that he's been involved in the whole movie. it was nice to see like him get a win. Because like in the other Safdie movies, like every other one of the Safdie movies is like they end up losing. So it was nice. It was like a nice change because I genuinely like while watching, I was like didn't know if he was gonna win or not. Like I couldn't tell. So I think it was I like that he won, and I think the end helps recontextualize it, where it's like you're right, it wouldn't have mattered as much, but it was. I think it is actually like better that way because I think if he had lost, and then came home to his like child, and it would have been like, oh well, okay, I guess there's that.
He's using it to fill the void,
but because he won. And then he gets to recontextualize with like, oh, this is what's really important. I think that's a lot more impactful because he has this big win for himself where he proves himself to himself, and then gets back to reality, and then like and then it recontextualizes and he realizes like, oh, this is what's actually important. So I think I like that. That's the way that it unfolded.
I actually think that's a fantastic interpretation. You've kind of changed my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing about the ending?
Yeah.
That I think puts it more in line with the Safdie trilogy, you could call it. I think it's funny to call it that because it's like poor the Smashing Machine.
I know. I wanted to see
I know, we have to.
It was only around for like 5 days.
But I do think something I did like about the ending, in addition to like everything that you were just talking about, is that I do think it's a little more pessimistic than meets the eye, in the sense that it's like,
because it's not, none of the problems are actually resolved. Like,
yes,
it's like he has hope to be like someone who will like maybe commit more to his family, but like we don't know, but we don't actually know that because it doesn't automatically mean he's not a piece of shit anymore.
But also I think a big part of it is that we, as we are in Good Time Uncut Gems, stuck entirely in his perspective. So to us, it's a very glorious big ending that he finally like changed and like could see the truth. But that doesn't change anything for all the people he's fucked over along the way. Doesn't change anything for those guys who who he hustled and then he like fucking maybe set on fire, unconfirmed if any of them got hit by the flames. And I think that's a very Safdie ending where this guy on his quest for greatness fucked so many people over, and sure, maybe now he's learned to slightly be a better person, but it doesn't actually like affect anyone he's hurt, especially like, you know, all those fucking Japanese people who he demoralized by beating their champion less than like a decade after they got nuked by us. It doesn't change that. And I think it kind of wraps up into like, I think the Safdies really love this very specific American villain who's like very evil in a self-centered way, and you'd think that would keep their evil contained within them to a path of self-destruction.
I don't know if I'd go all the way to say evil. I'd say just like deeply broken or something like flawed.
No, I should clarify because I definitely, people have been talking about
but I guess you could argue that like they're doing evil
things.
Things.
No, I sent a tweet earlier that said like when you put Marty next to fucking Howie and Connie, he's like a saint.
Like,
he's a saint next to them. But so I'm specifically talking about with Good Time and Uncut Gems, where it's like the specific like American evil that's like very self-destructive, but the self-destruction has a very big ripple to the people around you. And so I was thinking about it in context.
How so? Like, what specifically do you...
Well, so I'm talking about like, you know, Connie, it's like all he's trying to do is save his brother. And then in like, you know, the quest to do that, he fucking puts 100 milligrams of acid down a security guard's throat, right? Puts him into psychosis forever, gets that little girl arrested. That's what I mean, where it's like this very specific like quest for like individualism. It's this very individualist quest, but in your quest for individualism and like rugged individualism, you're hurting all these people around you.
That is the common through line is for all the movies. Is destroying everyone that is supposed to be like the closest people around you.
Yes. And it's like even with like Howie, who's like making all these bets for himself, and he's like putting other people's money on the line. He's like fucking over his own family. But then I think it's interesting how Marty Supreme parallels this to like America after the war and after Japan. And it's like we dropped the nuke on them. And it's like maybe since then we haven't dropped any nukes and we've kind of rethunk our like nuclear policy. That doesn't change the fact of what we did and how many people we fucked over in the process, how many people we killed in the process.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a very specific connection Josh was trying to get at with this time period.
I thought the funniest line in the movie, he's like talking about his opponent in like the next game. He's like, I'm gonna do to him what Auschwitz couldn't. I thought that was
Marty's
good.
a very crazy guy. Oh, don't forget about like the honey story.
Yeah, I thought that was stupid.
What?
Honestly. I thought that was stupid.
Crazy.
It's like it felt like it took like a moment and made it like, okay, now it's going all the way over the top with it. Like, I was like, okay, like, I don't know.
Does it recontextualize it for you if I told you that I was just listening to an interview from Josh Safdie where he said that was a real story he read in a book he was reading and he put it in there? That's a real story.
That's a real thing that happened?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, he took it from history.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And I also think another thing
just the way they shot it and presented it was just like, okay.
I love a little bit of like it. Honestly, even though it felt so intensely real, it felt very like surreal to me, and it kind of reminded me of this scene in Good Time I really love, where that guy gives that whole monologue about how he ended up where he ended up. You know, the guy with like the busted up face. I love that sequence.
I know. I literally rewatched a clip of that on YouTube a couple weeks ago.
That sequence. Yeah. Oh, I'm ripped to that guy. That actor is dead.
I know. I realized that too. I looked him up and I was like, oh, he's fucking
it
dead.
Really
like
sucks.
Just like overdosed or something.
But also, I guess the other thing that to me makes that scene, even if you think it's like a little on the nose, like work is just like having like Kevin O'Leary, who takes himself so seriously, this character.
Oh, he was fantastic in the movie.
Yeah, but they're just subjecting him to that story. I just thought that was a funny sequence.
There's a I can't remember which person it is, but like there's a quote from one of the Safdie. I think Benny Safdie said it. He was like, I don't even remember. Someone else could look it up. I don't know. But he said, like everyone could win an Oscar if they were just playing themselves. Mm-hmm. So that's why it was just perfect to have like Kevin O'Leary just like make him present as the way he would. And then he works, and then for the context of him in the movie, it just works perfectly.
Yeah. No, I think it's like one of those things where there's so many kind of like self-satisfying, I don't know if that's the right word for it. It's just like Kevin O'Leary already kind of plays up his persona on TV on Shark Tank. But he also is a businessman who needs to kind of play this role of this tough asshole to like, you know, get good deals.
I think Tyler, the Creator, I think he wasn't terrible, but I think he didn't fit in as seamlessly.
I disagree.
I don't think.
Well, because one of the things that I really liked that Josh Safdie was talking about in this interview I was listening with him earlier is that he didn't want anyone to go for like a 50s accent or like a 50s vibe at all.
Yeah.
He just wanted to make the set as accurate as possible and just make the vibe as accurate as possible and let everyone be their own person. And then he talks about how he gave Tyler, the Creator, this like book of 50s slang. And Tyler, the Creator was like, "What, you want me to memorize all this?" And he was like, "No, just like notice how they use the language and just like try to base it off of that." And then his first day shooting, Tyler, the Creator just like makes up this slur for white people. He calls Timmy like a sun dodger.
I heard that, and I also saw that interview, I will say it didn't improve my opinion of.
Interesting. I thought it worked great.
I think it's too goofy, because when you hear that and then you're like hear the explanation for, you're like, okay, like now it's like, okay, that's like too obvious. It's too apparent.
That didn't click for me at all when I watched the movie. I was like, that makes sense.
I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, oh, what?
I'm surprised. Well,
because there's also, I'll give another example. The only time in Uncut Gems, the one instance where like the language doesn't match up to the time period because it's in 2012. There's just one part where Julia Fox is like laying in bed and she's like, "You're so extra right now," and it's like, okay, that's not something people said in 2012. So it's like there's like some parts where it's just like, all right.
So my point is that I think with the style and with the 50s aesthetic and then the 80s music and then everyone just talking as themselves. To me, this felt like a very like timeless movie. Like I didn't really think there was a time period. I thought it just felt like a very universal story. And so so I didn't mind Tyler, the Creator, like maybe not fitting. It's like I thought him and Timmy had great chemistry. I thought that whole sequence was like so electrifying.
They did have good chemistry.
Yeah.
I just think there was moments like that where it's just like didn't fit in quite as seamlessly as I don't know, I would have liked.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, I would not say
because I think that's another interesting point about the movie as a whole is like the constant like contrast of like it's in the 50s presented as like a hyper realistic like moment to moment hyper realism with like the characters and how they act, but like there's all these different like things that are like intentionally not of the 50s, like they're not talking like the 50s and the music is not of the 50s, so it's kind of like that contrast that's happening. And I think it worked like 90% of the time. Like 90% of the movie it wasn't distracting because it was just like felt like a seamless part of the movie. But there was just only a couple instances like where I feel like it did become distracting. No. It was few and far between, but there were a couple instances where I was like, okay, I'm kind of taken out of it because it went a little 10% too far.
I know what you mean.
You know,
I'd say like the things that took me out the most because like I did like the 80s soundtrack and the way like the kind of vaporwave aesthetic.
It did take me out a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it took me out as much as like I think sometimes it was a little too reliant on the needle drops. Like I'm a huge needle drop lover, but I think needle drops can easily be too on the nose. I thought Forever Young was kind of towing the line, and then Everybody Wants to Rule the World at the end may have maybe stepped over the line a bit for me, even though it kind of works perfectly.
It was a good scene, but it was a really good scene, but it was a little distracting. I thought the soundtrack though by Daniel Lopatin so good, like because I saw something where it's like I wish I could like know how to do a 50s.
There goes the Marty Supreme light.
I know, it's all right.
Now we're in the dark. Ooh.
Where he's like I wish I knew how to do like a 50s soundtrack, but you know, we just made a commitment to be like, okay, we're gonna be rule breakers on this and just like make it like it's like he said, but he said like, you know what, I guess like it works if it's like Marty's like a futurist, like he's like someone who's like ahead of his time, and like I thought it was like, you know what, that does make sense.
Yeah, because I don't think a 50s soundtrack would have worked. Like I think that would have kind of like changed.
Would have made it way too like if it was like a John Williams score would have like ruined it. Because it would have been too over dramatic, like overplayed
songs. I'm imagining
because that's the thing that see, like Uncut Gems, great movie, but like the soundtrack in Uncut Gems is so good that like it literally like I think if Uncut Gems didn't have the music, it'd be like 7 out of 10. The music
part of it
is like it's a masterpiece. Like the way the music elevates it so much is crazy, and I feel like it did that in this movie as well, where it's like sometimes like music scores will be like really obvious, like underscoring like big dramatic moment, like this happens and this happens. Like, it's kind of like just like telling you play by play everything that's happening. And I like that in this, and like also in like the show the Curse as well. It wasn't it wasn't him doing it, but it was like I think it was like someone who like knew or like was like friends with Daniel Lopatin. But anyway, it was like it's like very like it's like its own entity, not underscoring something. So it's like adding a whole new context to everything, the way it's presented, and not meant to like steer you in one way with like, oh, okay, I know what the emotion is that I'm supposed to be feeling right now. It's like adds a whole new layer of context that you could read into, which is why I loved Uncut Gems so much. There's so many parts in the movie where it's just extremely weird, odd music choices. Like the way he's like scoring it is so odd and almost borderline distracting, but it adds a whole other layer to it that like you wouldn't get out of any other type of scoring for a film. So that's why I love it so much. Is it just like it just adds so much to the watching, just like on a visceral level, like the watching experience.
I totally agree. Because did you hear the thing that's like this guy Daniel Lopan
or something?
Lopan, like created vaporwave like as like a musical movement.
I think I did hear that. I think it was I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I heard it in the same interview I was talking about earlier, but it's just like, it's just like this really interesting like ambient sort of vibe that kind of goes against like the usual on the one hand, it goes against like the usual kind of score vibe. On the other hand, it's the same principle of just like kind of taking you to this otherworldly place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, allowing you to kind of get into this like kind of ethereal mind, very ethereal.
It's so key to everything that happens in the movie, because in all the Safdie brothers movies, there's like this like hyper realistic but also like dreamlike quality where it's like everything is so frantic and like kind of really seamlessly mashed together that's like you don't have a second to breathe, and you're just like kind of like in this flow state where like almost as if like you're just like being bombarded and like just receiving all this stuff at once as like a very visceral, intentionally visceral like experience. And so I think that's why the music is so important, because it's just like it's able to do so much by like recontextualizing everything and just like creating like a unique visceral experience that you would not like have otherwise, that wouldn't be the same without.
Yeah, I totally agree. Picture it's like you could have made Good Time and Uncut Gems with very like contemporary soundtracks, since you could have like these needle drops of like songs like, of the time and the type of thing that you'd expect like Connie or Howie to listen to like on the radio. I think that would have like really changed the vibe and tried to like almost would have hit the hyper realism button too much and kind of made any sort of less realistic defect hit too hard.
They just do a needle drop of like, I had that feeling on a summer day when you were gone.
That could be kind of fun.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah. But it's the same thing with Marty Supreme, where it's like if you had this soundtrack of like 50s classics and like Phil Spector bangers, you would have kind of expected people to hit the accents more and hit like the realism more.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack allows it to enter this place that feels that it just enters into movie worlds.
It's actually, a really smart decision because contemporary audiences, no one would be distracted by them not having 1950s accents. So the fact that you just like prioritize the performance, don't make this extra layer of complication, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll give one quick example of like in The Lighthouse, Willem Dafoe is like exceptional and perfect in that movie. Robert Pattinson is like almost perfect. He's pretty good. There's a couple times though where like he struggles with like the accent because it's like it's hard to do like a main accent like really accurately, especially if you're doing like a 1915 main accent. So there are times in that movie where it's like he's like kind of having a hard time trying to like do his like crazy performance and like do these lines in a way where it's like it sounds like it makes sense, because there's just some times where it just like sounds like he's like, okay, now he's just slipping into like a generic Boston accent. It's like,
Edward Cullen.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's just like, it's where it kind of mask slip. Like I don't get me wrong, love The Lighthouse, but like there's a couple times where like the mask slips. But it's super smart to just like not worry about that. And it's like you never think about it, because you only would think about it if like it's inconsistent, but it's consistent the whole time.
Yeah. Because I think it's a good example of a movie that's like it kind of reaches that point. On the one hand, it reaches that point of so surreal, the finer details don't matter as much. But on the other hand, it's like it reaches that point of surreality by having this setting of these guys in this lighthouse. So it is kind of important to have that specificity in the accent.
I was really struck by how because I was thinking about this. I wasn't like exactly thinking about the 1950s accents, but like I watched like an interview with like Timothée Chalamet after I saw Marty Supreme. I was like, oh wow, like he's literally, his voice, he is the exact same as the way he talks in the movie. Like he did not change it one bit. It was like, oh wow, like I was like, wow, that's like an interesting decision. Like
that's the thing. It's like you don't really want to change Timmy too much because, like, you know, he's so magnetic as a movie star.
He's already has the New York accent. Like, you don't need to do anything.
He already has this like scrawny little guy vibe about him, like very wiry. You know, he's so perfect for this part. You know, it's like I can't really imagine anyone else who could play it.
Yeah, just like this kind of like very ambitious but kind of pathetic. Like,
yeah. Well, because also it needs to be this kind of guy that it's like, yeah, a person, a girl, or a gay man would fall in love with this guy, even though he's the absolute worst, even knowing that he's gonna ruin their life. You know?
He has magnetism.
Yeah, it's just like he's like you buy into. It's like the thing is like. To buy into the confidence of Marty, the character, you need to have like the charisma.
That's why Robert Pattinson is the perfect person for Good Time. Like he literally makes the movie so good because it's like, because he is such a good actor. He's like able to kind of like seamlessly like put himself in like make himself grounded, but like he does have like the charisma.
Oh yeah,
that you'd expect.
I think
so
you
it's
need
like
that charisma.
Yeah,
to even make that movie palatable. Because if it was like really like some like random guy, that movie would be even like darker. But I also think Robert Pattinson's so good in that movie because he kind of eschews a lot of his movie star esqueness, and to really embody that role of a scumbag. You know.
Yeah.
In a way that Timmy's playing a guy who like really like who wants to be a movie star in a similar way, He wants to at least fuck a movie star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's true. And
Yeah.
I think the only thing that's like weirded me out since watching it, it's like because I looked at like some interviews and stuff because I was like curious like what their intention was with it. It seems like Marty Supreme is like his most self-insert character. Like it's like for Josh Safdie, the director, is like talks about like he sees a lot of himself in Marty Supreme. So I was like okay, that's interesting because it's like he's kind of like a piece of shit character. So it's interesting he'd say that.
I thought that was very clear to me.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know. I mean,
well, because think about the spanking scene. It's literally like, would you let these rich assholes humiliate you for your dream?
That's what I was wondering. What is the real life parallel of a lot of these things? Like, what is? I was thinking the whole time, like, what has Josh Safdie done that was weird and bad to get what he wanted, and what was the things he's done like to humiliate himself, and like, and that.
Well, first of all,
there's some stuff. That's what I was going to say.
There is some stuff.
The Good Time. Yeah, with Good Time. Because I didn't know this until like a week ago. And then I looked up like the, because I was rewatching because after Marty Supreme, I was like on my Safdie Brothers high. So I was rewatching clips of the Safdie Brothers movies on YouTube. And then I was like looking at like, and I was like, oh, like how did they film? And then there's like, oh, for this scene with the, where he's making out with a 16-year-old girl in the movie, and then it's like, oh, they just found this actually 16-year-old girl on the street. It's like, oh, okay, it's interesting. It's like, oh, okay, all right. It's like, oh, wow. It's like, well, I guess that makes sense that you're the guy would do anything to get like the thing that he wants. So it's like, I was like, so that's the thing that like, okay, this doesn't really have anything to do with the movie, but the movie made me think about this stuff. And it's like, oh wow, like I was like, wow, that's like makes me like feel slightly weird about, not to like derail the whole.
I mean, I think that has everything to do with the movie. I think that's exactly what he's getting at. Is that just like to achieve greatness, to achieve your dream, like you probably have to do some shitty stuff. You probably have to do some shitty stuff to yourself. And so it kind of asks this question of like, do you think it's worth it for this greatness? I guess
it made me like, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really, because there's a lot of movie directors who are like terrible people and make amazing movies. So I guess it doesn't really matter in that regard. But I was like, oh wow, like it kind of gave like a darker note, and finding that out, and then thinking about that, I was like, oh, this kind of makes me feel like a darker, like a way, like it, way a little bit, way much more darker context or vibe to the movie after having seen it, then like immediately after I watched it, not knowing that and then knowing that after and finding that out, I was like, oh, it's like way a little bit darker than I thought.
Yeah. I mean, totally. That circles back to what I'm saying about the ending, where it's just like, it's not only on a story level positive that Marty will now like go be a dad, but then like also you could argue it's positive that Josh Safdie is putting out this message that being a parent is good or whatever, but that is then contrasted by all the shitty stuff Marty had to do to get to this point and all the people he's left in his wake. And it's the exact same thing with Josh Safdie. Any person who reaches this level of greatness to create a movie that would lead us to talk about it on a podcast, they probably like, if
have
not
some skeletons.
The thing, if not having done something really shitty to other people in their life, or just straight up like neglected their family, they've done something humiliating or shitty to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder, like, what was Josh's like spanking moment, like where Timmy gets spanked by Kevin O'Leary in the film. It's like, what is this? Like, I'm wondering what that was, like, for him.
Who knows if it's a 1-to-1 or who knows if it's just like a general metaphor, but I bet he's done some stuff to get to this point that like he's not proud of.
Yeah. It's interesting because you can just like look at like the kind of like the context of the people, like great movie that I don't know if it's their first one. It's like one of the earliest Safdie movies called Daddy Longlegs.
With David Ferrara.
Yes.
Who's also in Marty Supreme.
And and then Ronald Bronstein, like their writing co-collaborator. The movie, like there's like a big section of the movie where it's like the main character like gives his kids like sleeping pills and they fall asleep for like 4 days, and because he needs to go to work and like needs to like leave them alone, but like they're just like he can't like wake them up and they're asleep for 4 days, and then like in an interview he's like, yeah, this is what like my dad did to us. So it's like oh, what, this is this is crazy that this is like where it kind of makes sense, like this is with his family. This is like this crazy environment that he's been in. And then like the people that his dad, I think the Uncut Gems, like the guy was based off like a friend of their dad's, like the friend of their dad's was like the jeweler who was Adam Sandler basically. But apparently in real life, the version of him, like the real life version of Adam Sandler's character was like a gay guy and like was like getting into some like more like, I don't know, drug oriented escapades, and then they kind of like toned it down for the movie, like made it more of like a gambler, like straight, like I guess it makes sense. Like they're making it like a little bit slightly more palatable, because that would have been a crazy because if they're trying to make like a movie that could break into the mainstream, it'd be like an ultra crazy John Waters almost movie.
Yeah, but no, I mean that's the thing. It's like I think with that context, it makes the ending almost like even more optimistic. That like Marty at least is implied to want to be a good father. I don't know if you heard this. Have you heard the whole thing about the ending? Where initially in the script, the idea was at the end, after he sees his son, there's a montage of him raising his son, like happily and well, like working at the shoe shop, and it ends at a Tear for Fears concert.
What's Tear for Fears?
That's the band who wrote Everybody Wants to Rule the World. The song at the end.
But, so they shoot that, or
they did not shoot it. That was in the original script.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Yeah, that's way too on the nose. I think that would have been way too on the nose. But that's also.
But it's interesting that it's kind of like, I guess that's what they were envisioning where the story goes.
Yeah, that's also his explanation for like why they went for the 80s, because he wanted it to be like Marty as a dad telling his story to his son.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's way better without all of that. But I think that context is important, because it's just like, and I do think the ending is better ambiguous if Marty will be a good dad. But I also think that the implication is that he will try to be a good dad. And it's clear that is also what Josh was thinking.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes it a happier ending. And, with that context of his life, it's like, nice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's a great movie.
It was a really good movie.
Do you have any
favorite of the year?
Yes, I loved it. I think
Yeah.
I gave it an 8. I think I was like playing safe. I'm gonna give it an 8. Has potential to go to a 9. I still think Uncut Gems is undisputed masterpiece.
Yeah.
But I have Good Time at a 9 because I thought Good Time was so excellent.
Yeah.
I think this has potential to go up, but I think for now, like 8 safe.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's just like
leaning between
really
8
solid.
and 9. It's like, God, what a theater experience.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Not just like it's the first 5 seconds of the movie is just like he's just like looking at shoe boxes, but it's shot like an action movie. It's like quick cut, like it just like goes so sporadically, rapidly from every like to one shot to the next. You're just like you're already on edge, and it's just like him in a shoe store. Like they have it so dialed in, like the pacing of it. Like it's not a similar style to Scott Pilgrim, but it's a similar pace where Scott Pilgrim is like literally every second of Scott Pilgrim's like bam,
Cut,
bam,
cut,
bam,
cut.
bam, like something is happening every second of the movie, and that's how I felt watching this movie.
Yeah. I guess for my final comments, there were some other fave roles I wanted to bring up because there's so many great random people in this movie.
Yeah, I feel like we talked for a lot about it, but we've only talked about like 10%,
We haven't even brought up Odesso, Zion.
we talked about like
so
10%
great.
of the movie.
Yeah. So let me just bring up a few great small roles I really loved. Like, for example, Abel Ferrara as just like that random guy with the dog, who they take the dog from and it's like looking for the dog the whole time.
Well, he was in Uncut Gems, I thought too.
Was he? Did he have
He
a
was
little
like
part?
just like he was just like a person asking him for his money or something.
I don't even remember, but yeah.
And his bodyguard was also in Uncut Gems.
Yeah, no, he was very funny.
And he's creepy too.
Yeah, I think it's just very funny. I don't know, he gets that. He's got that perfect vibe for it. I think it's very funny that he just kept talking about how his dog is so stinky. Like they just kept being like, that dog stinks. And also apparently Abel is terrified of dogs. So
Really?
it's very
Okay.
funny he got this part. Yeah. And also there's a fun fact from that interview that he was on Daddy Longlegs. And this is when he was still like an alcoholic and he would just be drinking between takes and like disappearing.
He was in that movie?
Yeah, he's in Daddy Longlegs.
I don't even remember.
I haven't seen Daddy Longlegs. I'm just quoting this interview.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna watch it next. Yeah, I'm so bad I forget the name of both the actor and the character, but Marty's like fat friend is such a perfect
I forget
vibe.
where I've seen. I don't know where I've seen his face before, but I don't.
This is
know
like his
what it
first
is.
role. He was like a comedian, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
But
no, he
I
brings
definitely
this, like,
had.
great
When I watched,
realism.
I was like, I know his face from something.
Yeah. Endo, his big rival. So
Yeah.
great, of course. Also, first time role. He's
Good.
an actual table tennis player.
I saw this really sweet Instagram post from him. He's like wrote like it like formatted it like a poem, and he's like, this movie was so good. It's a beautiful movie, and I'm so happy and like blessed and whatever. And,
That's
like it was
awesome.
it was very
He
nice.
seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller? Penn and Teller, the famous magicians, like probably the most famous magicians in the world.
I don't know.
So Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller, who is a magician, who is also not an actor, was the old man who takes the dog. Which is so random. I did not
He
even
did a good
realize.
job.
Yeah, no, he did
did.
great. Which is so crazy.
I love that whole sequence.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so
That
incredible.
was so great. Oh, her Odessa Zion running through the porch.
Just the and then they go back to the house and they're just like
Yeah,
it's
that
just
whole
waiting. You're
standoff.
just waiting. You're waiting for it to happen. Someone's about
Yeah.
to get shot. That's so
Yeah.
good.
And yeah, just because I guess we haven't mentioned her yet. Well, I mean, we did mention Mr. Wonderful, but Gwyneth isn't bad. This is like the most interesting thing I've seen Gwyneth do. I thought their dynamic was cool. I thought it was important to Marty's whole thing.
She wasn't bad. Yeah.
Because I like that his whole thing was like he didn't even like really care about like having sex with her. He just like wanted to be the type of person to have sex with a movie star.
Yeah.
I love that whole subplot.
Yeah. I think she was a good kind of like this is what could have happened if you went wrong or something. Like there's like a version of himself where it's like someone who also like had a very grand vision for herself, who like couldn't quite see it through.
That's true. I didn't even consider that. It's like because she had her dream for a while, then she had to marry for money.
Yeah,
I didn't even think
like her whole play is funded by her husband, and her husband's complaining the whole time, like you need to stop her from doing this play. Like I don't want her fucking spending all my money doing this stupid play.
Yeah. And then I guess we could end on the fact that Kevin O'Leary, I don't know if you heard this, he improvised the line where he says, "Let me tell you something.
I'm a vampire."
I'm a vampire.
Yeah, I heard that
from 1601. That's so crazy. How do you improvise that?
That's one of the best lines in the movie.
I know. It's so like. I just love that they let it to linger, where it's just like, it could be true. It might as well be true. Might as well be true to the movie that he's a vampire.
Well, I guess I just thought it was metaphor, but I mean, I guess it could be literal.
Obviously, it's being metaphorical. My point is they leave enough room for it to be metaphorical.
Yeah.
Or to be real.
Well, because the movie already has so many, like we were talking about, like, it feels like it exists in, like, this dream, like, abstract state, even though it's hyper realistic. So like something like that's like a good, like, nice little insert, like, of a kind of this larger, like, this looming thing that could be real.
Yeah. And also this idea that just like the kind of American elite and just like elite rich people in general are like older and more powerful than any young upstart could hope to be.
Yeah. Timmy's so dedicated, he wanted to be the one who got spanked.
He did. That was his real ass. And apparently Mr. Wonderful really smacked him.
I guess you would have regretted it later if you're like, wow, I didn't put everything on the line. I didn't get my ass smacked.
Well, I think putting our ass on the line is a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go with 8 out of 10 for now.
Yeah,
8 out of 10.
Torn between an 8 and a 9.
It'll probably go up to a 9 for me at some point.
I want to rewatch it.
I want to stop.
Yeah.
We should. You know what? I don't know.
We could see it together again.
Yeah.
Unless it's already gonna be out of theaters soon. Get knocked out for the Bone Temple.
We could see it some point soon.
Yeah. See with Peter. He really wants to see it. Friend of the pod, Peter Casey.
Know. I'm free.
Let's do
it. Free next week. I'm free this weekend. Like, free whatever.
Bro, if you want to join, leave a comment.
If you want to come see Marty Supreme, drop a comment. We're doing a special giveaway where 3 lucky winners will be able to see Marty Supreme with us.
I'll buy one of your tickets.
Well, you won't. We're not covering the. Yeah.
Well, I can do one ticket.
You can come along. You can't talk to us. You can come along though.
Yeah.
And we're not buying your ticket or anything. Yeah. You're just allowed to like be graced with our presence.
Oh yeah.
While we see the movie.
Below.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thus concludes ARKAST.
It was great talking to you.
Yes.
Oh yeah.